Playing with your child is one of the best ways to connect with them and also to teach them valuable lessons. In today's video, we're going to go over 3 simple games that you can play with your child to help increase their impulse control as well as their ability to follow directions. Let's get started. The first game is Simon Says. In this game, you take turns being in charge, and the person in charge goes by Simon. And so in this case, I will be Simon. When I say Simon says blank, then you have to do that or you're out. But if I say to do something and I don't preface it with Simon says, then you don't do anything. And if you do, then you're out. And so in this game, you have to listen very closely to be able to discern the difference, to be able to know when to do something, when not to do something. And children are motivated because they don't want to be out, they want to win the game. This helps them to listen closely and to be able to control that impulse to immediately do what you say. For example, Simon says, pat your head. Simon says, rub your belly. Touch your nose. They might, immediately want to touch their nose, but they have to stop because, they didn't say Simon says. So it helps them to listen, follow directions, and control their impulses. One incredible thing about this game as well is you take turns being in charge. So the child gets to practice leadership skills. They get to be the one in charge, which is new for them. But what they want as a child is more freedom, more independence. They're learning how to be mature slowly year by year. And so this game allows them within boundaries to be in charge, to be able to give the orders, and that can help them to learn about independence and control and leadership. The second game is red light, green light. In this game, you have the children line up on one side of the room. The goal is for the child to reach the other side of the room first. However, they must follow the instructions of the leader. So if I was in charge, I would stand on the other side of the room where the finish line is, and I might hold my hands out so that if they high five me, that's the finish line, they've won. And as I'm standing there, I will say green light, and when it's green light, they can walk, they can run. It depends on if you're inside or outside. If you say you can only walk as fast as you can, or if you're outside, maybe you give them the permission to run. And so anytime it's green light, they're able to move. And when you say red light, they have to stop immediately. And if they move during the red light, then they have to go all the way back to the beginning. And for this, you can give them a little bit of grace. If you say red light, you might give them 1 to 2 seconds to freeze. But as you do this more and more, you can be more strict. And if they don't immediately pause, you can send them back to the beginning, just depending on how strict you want to be or how good they are at freezing. But you can kind of play around with it to see what works for them. But this helps them to be prepared. Again, they're listening for that green light, and then they're preparing to stop when that red light is said. And so again, this game is super beneficial in helping them to follow directions, to listen closely, and to control their impulses when they want to move, but they need to be frozen. And the third game that you can play with children is called Dance Statues. This game is very fun. All you need is some music, and when you push play on the music, then they dance. And as soon as the music goes off, then they have to freeze. And Dance Statues is yet another way for them to practice those basic skills of listening, following directions, and controlling the impulse to move when they need to be frozen. And if they move or dance when the music's off, then they're out, or they have to take a break from the game and then can come back in later. And so all of these are just really fun ways to both connect, bond, make memories, have fun, but also help children work on their motor skills, their impulse control, and their ability to follow directions. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below with other games that you've played with children to help increase their ability to follow directions and control their impulses. And I'll see you in the next video.